For my Lesson 8 discussion, I did my response on defend the perspective that the first step in the 5-step decision making model is the most important. I came up with that the first step in the 5-step decision making model, defining the problem, is arguably the most important step. Like the textbook says, you need to fully understand the nature of the problem and be able to describe it in a clear, concise term in order to arrive at a solution. If you cannot define a problem, it is not going to be possible to figure out what actions need to be taken in order to come up with an appropriate solution. There have been many times in school where my professors have presented me with a hypothetical situation and asked me to come up with a solution, and the solutions I came up with were not acceptable because they did not actually solve the problem. There are, however, many situations where I have been able to find a solution for a problem in my work life. When I was working for the company was have wait, When I was working for an insurance investigation company over the summer, the company was having problems with losing clients because the final reports we would provide them with were usually sloppy and had no consistency to them. In order to solve this, I drafted a basic outline that all employees would follow when writing reports, and after presenting it to the owner of the company, it was implemented, and their clients are now much happier. For my second question for the response, I chose, in what types of work situations would status feasting be appropriate? List at least 3 occupations or industries where status feasting would not be an appropriate strategy for decision making. Status feasting decisions are decisions that aim for acceptable results rather than for the best or an optimal solution. This strategy is often used because aiming for the optimal solution may necessitate a needless expenditure of time, energy, and resources. When I was an intern at a marketing firm, my supervisor asked the other interns and me to work together and develop a new social media strategy for one of their new clients. To do this, we first worked out which tasks would take up most of the time and which would be the quickest and easiest. On the sections that were considered our easier tasks, we completed them quickly by ensuring that we were meeting the qualifications our supervisor gave us, and then we moved on to tasks that took more of our time and energy. This status feasting strategy increased our efficiency and allowed us to meet our project goals much quicker. Occupations or industries where status feasting would not be okay would include doctors, construction, and anesthesiology.